At this time, I'd like to invite our summit co-host, Doug Tillett, from the Federal Reserve, back to the stage to lead us in our first showcase of the morning, featuring the Fed's own Money Smart Week campaign and Money Smart Kid essay competition. For the past 15 years, the Fed has been running a model public awareness campaign called Money Smart Week, which engages more than 1,500 local, regional, and national organizations that provide more than 3,000 free seminars and activities each year aimed to help consumers of all ages become better money managers. Mr. Tillett is one of the founders of this program and has overseen its tremendous growth and success since inception in 2002. With their efforts, the Chicago Fed has positioned themselves at the forefront of public leadership in the financial education space. As part of these events, Money Smart Week hosts an annual competition in which Chicago area students are encouraged to submit a written essay demonstrating their money smarts. In just a few minutes, Doug will be announcing this year's winner. So please help me welcome back to the stage, Doug Tillett.
Thank you, Nat, for bringing us back up here. You know, we do this Money Smart Week program every year, and one of the most fun parts of the program is our Money Smart Kid essay contest. We have two wonderful kids up here today that are winners of that contest. Each year we pose a question where we ask important concepts in financial education, and we invite middle school students in the Chicagoland area to submit answers in the form of 300-word essays. The winners, because we have some terrific sponsors, are awarded scholarship money and prizes. Some actually very cool prizes. The runners-up all get some really cool laptops, and then the finalists and the winner get college scholarship monies as much as $3,000. And what we find happens is not only is this a great way to engage them in this conversation, but then they become ambassadors for our financial education programs. I hope for the rest of the year, because now you've been deemed a money smart kid, so don't let us down. We've had tremendous success with the program, and the kids, as you can imagine, they always surprise us with how smart they are with their answers, and I hope with the little interview we're going to do here today. So before I introduce these two young ladies, our winners, I'd like to brag a little bit about a past Money Smart kid. I hope her picture is going to be up there. Her name is Jackson Beard. She was our Money Smart kid for 2009. 2009, that's quite a long time ago, but she's now a senior at Stanford University, where she is president of the student body. She's studying economic development and governance, and after graduation, she's got a job at a global consulting firm. So what am I doing wrong here? Jeez. So please join me in acknowledging a good round of applause for Jackson Beard, even though she's not here today. She'll hear it all the way in Stanford right now. Okay, so now we're building to the moment when we can introduce our finalists, but I'd like to ask for a round of applause for our sponsors at this point, and the two of them, the primary sponsors, are Country Financial and Wood Forest Bank. And then, of course, I need to mention our Money Smart Kid committee that vetted the essays and served as the judges for this competition. So please join me, give me a hand clap for those good people. So this year we received more than 100 essays from around the Chicagoland area, and we chose 6 students, the winners and then the runners-up. So I would like to read off the names of the finalists, just for the record. And some of them are here, some of them are not. If they'd like to stand, that's fine. But please recognize Anthony Beharry, grade 7, Plum Grove Junior High. Zachary Jacadis, grade 7, St. Vincent Ferrer School. Taylor Roquemore, grade 8, St. Joseph School. And David Luna Pasqua, grade 6, Ogden International Middle School. Okay, so thanks to those kids who submitted essays and wound up as our runners-up. And now our first runner-up, who will receive a $1,000 college scholarship sponsored by Country Financial. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Ms. Jada Watson, grade 7. And she's representing Parker Junior High. Do you feel like you're on a game show? Does this feel like a game show? You're about to win a prize here. Okay. And last, certainly not least, is our Money Smart Kid essay contest winner for 2017, Ms. Gabrielle Gabby Cisneros, grade 8, Kinsey Elementary School. Gabby. So this year's question, I actually thought this was pretty clever and very, very difficult, was about the connection between financial health and physical health. And then, as if that weren't enough in 300 words, we also asked them if there was a way they could think that policymakers could address whatever problems they saw in that correlation. So now I'm going to put them to the test here. You're going to have to earn your scholarship right here on the spot. Let's start with something easier first. So, you guys ever do anything like this before? You have to speak. You have to speak, okay? Because otherwise it's not radio, okay? You have to speak. All right. So you've never done anything like this before?
No.
Were you excited to win?
Yes.
Why? We need more than one-word answers, too. Help me out here, people. Come on, help me out.
It'll help my parents a little bit with paying for college and with college tuition.
So you have an idea where you want to go to college at this age?
Loyola.
Loyola? Very good. Jada?
It was something I didn't know much about, but I did research, so it made me have more knowledge on it. And since I found more knowledge,
So you learned something?
Yes.
And how'd you do the research? Just Google it?
Well,
No, you read a book, didn't you? Did you read a book? Come on, tell me the truth.
a little, not really, but
She's thinking about it. So, if I recall your essays, each one of you indicated a positive correlation between physical fitness and financial fitness. Can either one of you tell me a little bit about what you saw in that relationship? Gabby?
Well, first of all, with being financially healthy, that's you're investing in stocks. You're putting money into your bank. You have a good credit score. You know, you're not spending all this money you're saving, you know, and using it for stuff that you actually need. And then being physically healthy is getting enough sleep. You're healthy. You're eating right. You're exercising right. And so they're very similar because you put food into your body to get healthy, and you train your body so that it's healthy. And then when you're financially healthy, you're putting money into your bank so that you're financially healthy, and you're managing your money so that you're both making your financial self and then your physical self. You're both putting money and food to make yourself physically and financially.
So it sounds to me like you got a couple things going on there. First of all, good decision making, right? Number
Yes.
one. Second, sounds like if you develop good habits with one, maybe they transfer to the other.
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking? Jada, what about you? Do you see the relationship between being physically fit and being financially fit?
well, I see that like for you to be financially healthy, I see dealing with money, and being physically healthy is dealing with your body. And if you're physically healthy with your money, then it could make a better impact on you being physically healthy, because I know that like healthy foods cost more, and so if your money is together and you keep it right, then you can invest in healthy foods, which will keep your body right.
Very good, very good. So can you discuss how important it is to have this good nutrition? I mean, there are a couple of kids in the essays wrote about food choices, and you for sure just mentioned that. What do you think? And is it possible? I mean, is there a situation where one of the essays described a situation where this person thought that the kids in the private schools get better food choices than the kids in the public schools? Do you think that's a problem that policymakers have to think about?
I do, because I mean it is your body. You have to stay healthy, and you don't want to be someone who is unhealthy and eating bad foods all the time. But that is also a struggle, because bad foods do taste really good.
Okay, we're not going to touch that line. No, no. Okay. So you mean the sticky buns I had out there for breakfast was not a good idea? Is that going to affect my bottom line?
Not unless you eat a lot of them.
Not unless I eat a lot of them. Okay. So what about something like we talk about food, good personal habits? I mean, you have to go to the gym and exercise. You have to eat the right foods. You have to have the discipline to make good decisions with your money. What about something like stress? How does that factor into this correlation between physical fitness and financial fitness?
Well, I know that.
Are you stressed? Do you see your parents get stressed?
Yes.
Are they out there now? Mom and Dad, are you stressed? Are you stressed because she's up here talking in front of 400 or 500 people? She's doing a great job.
Like stress first that I know that it's bad for the body, and that'll cause you to like be more tired and everything, and then
Yeah, but
you
what's that
won't-
what's that have to do with your bank account?
you might not pay it much attention because you're so stressed and just so worked out, and it might be like a harder thing for you to focus on, or not really push yourself as much to make sure that it's together and right.
So let's try this. If I hear you, you're saying maybe if you make good decisions with your money, you're going to have less stress, and that'll give you time to work out. Or maybe the reverse, if you work out and you eat healthy and you make good decisions about your body, that'll give you less stress, so you'll be able to focus more on good habits with your personal finance. Does that work?
Yes.
All right, thanks. Gabby, I'm going to put you on the spot here. We're in this partnership with Visa, so how important is it to use credit wisely? Do you have a credit card? You're too young. What about credit? What do you think?
Well,
I know young people often tell me that they have the temptation to use that credit card. So,
Well, first of all, you need to have a good credit score. You know, like you need to pay your bills on time for your credit card, so that like for example, if you're gonna buy a car, they see that you have a good credit score, and they can obviously sell you the card. But like going back to your stress, I think being financially healthy, it leads to being physically healthy, because like for example, if you're stressed because of money and your financial situation, like maybe you didn't pay your bills on time, or you don't have the money to pay your bills, that's going to cause you to be you're physically unhealthy, because you're not going to be eating right, because you're going to be focused on paying all those credit card bills, and you're not going to be focused on your health as much because you're going to be worried about your financial health. But with credit,
it's almost impossible to be an adult and live your life today without some kind of credit card. Everything you do, you need some kind of a credit card, even as a form of ID. So using credit wisely is really, really important. I mean, credit cards are actually terrific. I'm old enough to remember, before people used credit cards, we had to pay in cash, and that wasn't all that convenient. So I'm glad we have credit cards. I'm glad we're moving toward different forms of payment technologies, mobile phones, et cetera, et cetera. But you can get into trouble. It is a temptation when you're at the mall and you want to buy something, and it's easy just to put down that credit card. So what do you say to other kids about how you think about that?
I'd make a list of your wants and your needs, so that like maybe when you're at the mall, maybe you can set a limit for how much you're going to spend at the mall, so that you're not spending way too much. Because when you're paying that credit card, you might not have enough money, and you look at, oh my gosh, I spent so much on this, I can't pay it. So maybe make a list for your wants and your needs, so that you're not spending all this money on stuff that you don't actually need, but stuff that you need, maybe like shampoo, food, etc.
What do you think, Jada?
Well, I think that if, like what Gabby said about spending it on like what you need and not much as what you want, because like if you're in the mall and you see something that you really, really want, and you spend your money, and then later it's a need and you don't have the money for it, and you're gonna look back and be saying like, I wish I would have not bought that because I need that money right now, and then you're just gonna kind of.
So again, it comes back maybe to developing good habits, thinking ahead, and actually that's my next question. It seems to me you could do a lot with planning ahead before you engage in this financial decision making. What do you think about planning ahead? How important is that?
It's going to have a big impact on maybe your spending habits, because
Sure.
if you're planning, maybe if I go to the mall, for example, you plan, okay, maybe if you're getting presents or something for Christmas, I plan to get this, this, and this. Maybe so that
Sort of limits your spending.
it limits, and
Sure.
you have your eyes set on what you need to buy, and that you're not so much focused on all this stuff that's really cool and that you want, more of the stuff that you actually need.
So next time I go to the mall, you're going to go with me, okay, and help me out here. All right, so we're going to change just a little bit here. We're about to wrap up, but I want to ask each of you this question that we put, which was the kicker at the end of this essay question about what do you recommend for policymakers? We got a room full of senior level policymakers from around the world. This is your moment to tell them what works and what doesn't work. I'm going to give you some suggestions. Some of you guys said you want to raise awareness. Some of you said free workshops, money management classes, a young entrepreneurs academy. I like that one. Oh, a trip to the Federal Reserve Bank Money Museum. I like that one. classroom education in finance beginning in the first grade. What would that look like? What are you going to say to a first grader? Do you guys have brothers and sisters? Younger?
Yeah.
What do you tell them? Get off the couch, right? Seriously, what would you say to, again, you have a room full of policymakers. What one thing would you say? What would you pick out of that list that I just gave you? Things that we could all do as adults to make this a little easier for people.
Probably free workshops, just because something that, well, people like free stuff, and it's something
People
that,
like free stuff. So actually, you're onto something. You want to give an incentive for somebody to do the right thing, right? So maybe you give them something. If they do something good, then they get something in return. They save some money. They get a prize or something like that. Gabby, what about you?
I think have more of these, more like these kind of incentive weeks like we're having now, like this Money Smart week. Maybe all these business people, you know, they could have stuff like that in their own communities, you know, so that it inspires kids to learn about what it is to be financially healthy and what it is to be physically healthy. I think, especially when you have like these prizes like this, I mean, I bet those kids will look, you know, like, oh my gosh, I want this laptop or I want all this money. So if they can offer more incentive programs like this, I think, especially when it comes to learning young, you know, in the first grade, they'd be very interested in things like that. So maybe just offer little programs like these, or, you know, like workshops to teach kids about what it is.
Sounds like a great idea to me. So everybody take notice, write that down, okay? There's the answer for where we are going forward, and that's probably a good place to stop. I want to thank Gabby and Jada for being here today. You know, my hope is that they continue to think about this topic, and that, like Jackson Beard, they grow up to go to college and become physically fit and financially fit, and maybe pursue some of these policy alternatives as they get older. You know, I think, as I said earlier, one of the lessons that we learn as adults is that it's never too early to begin to teach kids about the importance of good financial habits, especially as part of a healthy, physically fit lifestyle. So the time is now. We got to get to it. I want to thank you two for being here. Let's have another round of applause and congratulations. Doesn't get any better than this right here. That's the future right there, folks. Thank you.